A vampire clawing her way back from the grave. A girl cursed with a spider's strength. In the backwoods, blood soaks the leaves as the dead hunt for the living. And the devil himself waits for a bargain to be settled.
There's a chill in the air. Must be fall. Join me for a tale of Halloween. You will experience tales of horror, ghosts, and death. It is not recommended for the weak at heart. Join me for a tale of Halloween. This is Weekly Spooky.
Hello, my spookies, new and old. Normally I would say, it's Wednesday, so it's time for a little spooky in your weekly, but, well, we're bringing you something spooky every single day this month, and it just so happens to begin right here on Wednesday. I'm your host and narrator, Enrique Couto, and thank you so much for joining me for this very special launch of Spooky Season with a very special novella-length episode. Another story of murder and mayhem from Rob Fields in the Weekly Spooky Strickfield Universe. But before we get to that, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so happy to help make your spooky season that much more scary. So if you enjoy what you hear and you want to give us a little support, you can head to your favorite podcasting app such as Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave us a 5-star rating. It helps other spookies like yourself know this is the place to be, and it doesn't cost you a thing. But if you want to support us and get bonus episodes, you can also head to weeklyspooky.com/join, and for as little as $1 a month, you get 2 shows every single month, as well as over 5 years of creepypasta readings and audiobooks, just for you to enjoy at weeklyspooky.com/join. But now, as for tonight, what if someone you thought was gone forever came back? Not as they were, but as something hungrier, stronger, and unstoppable. Felicia Bates thought she had ended Madelyne Donnerly's reign of terror, but when Halloween comes to the backwoods, the grave doesn't always stay closed. And this time, revenge won't stop until it gets what it wants. We'll find out after this. Madelyne's Revenge by Rob Fields. Perspective, Felicia Bates. Greetings, comic book nerds and horror fanatics. Yes, it's finally happening at long last. My official second issue. All I gotta say to my writer is, it's about goddamn time. Okay. I know you're not here to listen to me rant. You're here to dive into my second issue, so let's get to it. I'm gonna warn you right now, there's gonna be moments. That's all I'm gonna say, since I don't want to give away too much right off the bat. Seeing where I am right now, it's definitely not a continuation of my first issue. I'm at that point in my life to where high school is definitely behind me. Now I'm a student here at Strickfield University. Like during my Strickfield High years, I'm a cheerleader. I replaced my sword and axe combo of the villagers for the vicious snake of the serpents. And if that's not enough, I'm married. For those of you who may not know, last Christmas was when my man proposed to me. Gabriel truly decided I was his one woman. Even though he's 9 years older than me, he wooed me and won me over. In the beginning, it was just about sex. Once I'd gotten my spider powers and my internal mutations from them, I went for him when I was feeling my mommy vibes and slept with Gabriel several times. Over time, though, he must have felt it was more than just sex. I guess I felt the same way because I let him start dating me. Gabriel's also got this wonderful little girl named Millie. I met her during my first night when I became the mutant spider. I rescued her in the backwoods of Strickfield after her bitch of a mom kidnapped her to keep her from Gabriel. Christy had lost custody of Millie after it was discovered she was selling drugs in her home while Millie was around. Guess Millie told her dad because it wasn't long before her parents returned to court, where Gabriel won full custody. Christy wasn't having it and kidnapped her shortly after. Thanks to me, I got Millie back for her daddy. Little did I realize that Millie was the daughter of the Beta Theta Pi fraternity guy my mommy vibes had selected to be my mate to make babies with. Talk about a small world. Last Halloween, Gabriel brought her trick-or-treating at the Strickfield Community Center, where I was working with my cousin Charity to hand out candy. For the record, Daddy and daughter don't know that I am the mutant spider girl. You'd think secrecy would be a big faux pas in a relationship, but it turns out it's one of the big things that's kept us together. I don't know why, but we decided to keep our lives a secret and just learn about each other as we go. When we had our wedding at the courthouse after my graduation, my friend Madelyne Donnerly was our witness. Around last Christmas, Gabriel and I revealed our first names. Since we were getting married, it only made sense for us to know each other's last names, too. I still look at the wedding ring on my hand and know I'm Felicia Bates now, with Mirren being my maiden name. And that means, by marriage, I'm also Millie's new mommy. Yes, she does actually call me mom now. Did I really go into my relationship with Gabriel too fast? Probably, but I'm not regretting being the new woman of the Bates household. In fact, I'm living with Gabriel in what was his parents' house, where we were living together whenever he'd house sit for them. His parents decided to stay in Florida and gave us their house in Strickfield as our wedding present. I'm in the kitchen with a glass of blood and this morning's copy of the Strickfield Journal. Not much going on today. I got breakfast on the table for Millie and am setting another plate down for my man when he comes in. For the record, Millie and Gabriel think I'm drinking a protein shake. Damn it. You'd think by now I'd be used to that lady killer smile Gabriel loves flashing, but he still makes the butterflies in my tummy flutter something fierce. Gross! Millie snaps when she sees her daddy snatch her new mommy into his arms for a nice long peck on the lips. When we come apart, we see Millie's weirded out face. I point right at her. You better behave or no more trick-or-treating this year, I tease. I sit down and share morning pleasantries with my family before Gabriel heads off to work. Then I'll drive Millie to school and head off to class myself. Not only am I a student and a family woman now, but I'm also still a superhero. It is tricky trying to juggle all that, comic book nerds. But you know what? I wouldn't go back and change anything if given the chance. After getting everything cleaned up, Gabriel kisses me goodbye and heads off to work. He's got a management position at Mirren Automotive that he got with his degree. Millie and me take off so we can both get to school. After dropping Millie off at Strickfield Elementary, I drive over to the university. Once I'm parked, I go and walk to Wilder Hall, the student union building, where I can get some of that great coffee at the bitter end. You ever get the feeling all you gotta do is that one particular thing, and all hell breaks loose? For me, it seems like all I gotta do is order coffee here. Not 2 minutes later, these people are running through Wilder Hall acting like maniacs and screaming at students as they're waving guns around. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. It's a familiar woman with her 2 men. Last Halloween Eve, when I first changed into my mutant spider form, I had to get little Millie back from Christy in the backwoods. What happened after? According to Miranda Mason Phillips' article in the Strickfield Journal, the sheriff deputy I gave Millie to called for backup before going to where I said the criminals were hauled up. Christy and her 2 friends were found and arrested, and when they went before the judge, they didn't get that big of a sentence. 4 months in Glenview each. Of course, they didn't learn anything and went right back to their criminal ways once they got out. And don't even get me started on how Christy would start shit with me in front of Gabriel over Millie. Gabriel finally got fed up and got a restraining order on her. But I digress. Getting back to now, it looks like Christie and Company's clutching Strickfield National Bank money bags, since it's a little warm to be wearing a hoodie. I move to where nobody's gonna see me take most of my clothes off and change into my mutant spider form. It takes 2 minutes before I finish the metamorphosis from human female into giant spider. It takes 2 minutes before I finish the metamorphosis from human female and into a giant spider. As I'm making my way over to Christy and her pals on my 8 legs, the bitch is pointing at some of the students. You sit your asses down right now. When the students are screaming on seeing me, the crooks don't get the hint. It's only when I'm right behind her 2 male friends and tapping their shoulders that they finally turn around. Holy shit! You! Christy shrieks in terror. The 2 men drop their money bags and guns and run in opposite directions. No problem. All I gotta do to snag them is shoot a web at each one. They're both screaming in mortal terror when I pull their legs out from under them. Then I give a good yank to bring them right back to me. Christy screams and runs for it, but doesn't drop her gun or money. After I web the fellas up for the cops, I turn my attention to Christy. With my 8 legs, I'm to the doors in no time. Then I remember my coffee and head back to the bitter end to see if it's waiting for me. The barista's knees are shaking as he's backed up against the wall. I take my drink and resume pursuing Christy. She gets in her car and speeds away. Good thing she did. This leaves things to just her and me. I use my webs and my 8 legs to lessen the gap between us. It's with the help of a string of semis that I can just walk fast along the tops of them. Then I finish my coffee when I take a good leap off the leader and spring toward Christy's car. Blitzkrieg! I yell, knowing her windows are down. I hear her scream when she feels me landing on top of her car. Then she's trying to swerve to shake me off. Don't you know how spiders work, lady? I call to her. Sorry, but you ain't gonna shake me. And now, I work my webs and gum up the back tires to slow her car down. And the finishing touch, I use my front legs to rip the hood clean off. Then I pull the entire motor out to toss it just outside Gunter's Square Park. When the car finally stops, Christy bolts from it, screaming, "Get away from me! Get away!" I sigh and make her scream louder when I snag her legs out from under her. She's screaming and thrashing when I pull her back to me. And you gotta love how everybody's gotta have their phones out to snap pics of the mutant spider girl. Hell, even Miranda Mason Phillips just so happens to be in the neighborhood. Looks like I'll be on the front page of all the papers. Again. By this time, I ain't scaring as many people as when I first came onto the scene looking like this. When I almost have Christy, I come off her car and lift her to press her up against it. After I web her all nice and neat for the police, I look her right in the face. "Congratulations, you and your buddies just won another free trip back to Glenview. When will you ever learn?" Now Christy glares at me and starts calling me everything but a child of God. I could make a bar of web to use as soap to wash her mouth out, but what fun is that? Instead, I simply web her mouth shut. Then she tries yelling at me through the webbing. By now, the police are here to arrest Christy. The police used to just shoot me on sight, but I think we kinda came to an understanding since then, especially since I've been helping them when I can. One of the cops opens Christy's sack to reveal the bank money and nods. Then they read Christy her rights before they gotta cut the webs and take her away. I slip out while nobody's really looking my way. Once I'm back inside Wilder Hall, I change back to human form and put my clothes back on. I packed another t-shirt to put on over my damaged one. "Shit, I missed my class," I mutter. Time to head that way and come up with an excuse as to why I couldn't make it and get the assignment. Like I said, juggling being a student, a superhero, a wife, and a mommy wasn't going to be easy. Perspective, Madelyne Donnerly. Even now, being out in daylight is still so exciting. I've been following you since coming back to your Earth, Felicia. What, did you really think you, Bells, and Aileen was gonna be rid of me? Sure, Bells threw my keister into that portal last Christmas Eve. The fact I'm back means I didn't just fade away. You should have taken the old bloodstone I had on me. 'Cause you didn't. All I had to do was call my Mary Worth back out and let her fix everything. Sure, I could have came back for all of you again, but I'm feeling quite playful. Since you were the one I couldn't touch when we fought in the backwoods, I'm gonna target you first. Didn't take me long to figure out all I gotta do is stay far enough away from you to not trip your spider sense. Not only do I know your name, I even know what you look like as a human now. I know you just got married. I know you got a little girl. She ain't yours, but you and that kitty act like you're genetically linked. And when it comes to Christy, I know all about her too. In fact, this little vampy knows just how to create more of my favorite pastime. Carnage. For now, I'm going to keep an eye on Christy and her two pallies. I'm licking my fangs and holding myself and squealing with excitement at how fast my latest plan comes together. You go ahead and keep pretending like you got the perfect life, Felicia Mirren. Enjoy it while you still can, 'cause I'm going to be taking it all away from you. If I can't know love and happiness, then you ain't gonna either. Since I don't want all them blood bags seeing me fly in my human form, I drop and transmorph into a wolf. I make it over to where I still won't trip Felicia's sense. Then I feel a small blood bag come and pet me. For the record, I killed kitties for a lot less, but I'm gonna let it go 'cause it's part of the spying. I let the kitty keep petting me until Felicia's long gone. Then I walk away and keep close to the piggies. After they finish cutting Christy free, they stuff her keister in the back of the squad car. I want to execute my plan so badly right now, but I gotta let the piggies take Christy to the station. Ooh, I got a better idea. When I get close to the car, I transmorph into mist and move into the open door. All I gotta do is wait just a little bit longer. Soon as we're far enough away from everybody, I make sure Christy sees me when I become me again. I point right at her. Have I got major plans for you? Christy can panic all she wants, 'cause she ain't going nowhere. I strike and bite her neck. Phase 1 complete. When the piggies turn and see this little vampian back, they jam on the brakes. Opening the back door was a mistake. I get out of the car and easily knock the piggies away. From there, I take their pigmobile and drive off fast. For the record, Christy ain't gonna come back exactly like me. In other words, the sun'll kill her when she turns. I get Christy into an abandoned warehouse and hit the brakes. From there, I get out of the car and pull the door down. When I turn back to Christy, she's screaming. She's feeling like I was feeling when Patrick Gunter turned me back on my Earth. This Earth, one bite from a vampy like me is all it takes. When Christy's done screaming, she comes out of the car all transformed. Love your new look, I tell her. The eyes and fangs are a nice touch, if I do say so. What have you done to me? Christy screams. Then she groans and falls to her knees. Now she's holding her tummy. Oh, God. I'm so hungry. Be right back, I tell her. After snagging us a couple of blood bags, Christy's lovin' being like me. In fact, I'm explaining how much better it is being a vampy than being a blood bag. Oh, she's really lovin' when I'm telling her how she can get back at Gabriel. I want to drink up that little bitch he married, too, Christy growls. I can't believe Gabriel married that little slut right out of high school. She ain't even old enough to drink or smoke. Talk about robbing the cradle. And Millie calls her mom now. She won't even talk to me no more. I raise my finger. Just one thing, okay? You do not hurt Felicia in any way. Understand? She is all mine. Do what you want with Gabriel or even Millie. Christy laughs. I think I like you already. And that was how a beautiful partnership was formed. Only now, I gotta make sure I teach Christy to clean up after herself by ripping the head off of her meal, explaining we don't want no more like us, since a single bite is all it takes. We don't want to get too many of us to where we run out of food the way it happened back on my Earth. At first, I'm ready to tell Christy she can turn her 2 guy friends, but decide against it. Christy'll be more than enough to make the plan work. After I rip the head off of my blood bag, I explain my plan to her. Ooh, that's right. It's 2 days till Halloween, and since this Strickfield celebrates it all week long here in Utopia, my plan just keeps getting better and better. Perspective, Felicia Bates. Today was a hell of a day, another where I had absolutely zero time for me. If it wasn't classes, it was being the mutant spider girl. I had to stop a gang fight that broke out at Strickfield Town Center Mall. Then there were 2 exams I had to take. Remember that class I missed earlier when I had to deal with Christy? Turned out there was an actual exam today. Somehow it completely slipped my mind. Anyway, my professor refused to let me take it at first. I literally had to beg her to understand and explained my situation, aside from the mutant spider superhero aspect. She reconsidered and let me take the exam in the campus library on the honor system. I'm sure I passed since Gabriel often helps me study. In all, I was 20 minutes late in picking Millie up from Strickfield Elementary. She never gave me a hard time, but I still felt terrible. I think she must have known how I felt because she came and hugged me. "It's okay, Mom," she said, and I broke down and cried. Millie's not my little girl, but she's grown on me so much since last Halloween. I know I don't deserve her or Gabriel, but this is my life now. When I come home with Millie, Gabriel's there to open the door and let us in. Then he takes one look at me and knows. He ends up catching me after his latest lady killer smile makes me wobble. "You okay, honey?" he asks in his suave voice. I give my sweet smile in return. Not caring Millie's right there, he pulls me to him and gives me a long kiss. Millie isn't interested in the show, as I hear her quickly moving to the stairs to go up to her room. When we come apart, he caresses my cheek. "I love you." Then he brushes my new tears away. "Talk to me, Felicia." It's been a long day. Then I tell him everything, including how I was late picking up Millie from school. Then I groan. "Shit, I promised to make you that steak dinner you wanted tonight. I'd better get started." Gabriel doesn't get mad. He don't let go of me either. Then he shakes his head just a little. "Don't you worry about making dinner tonight." Then he turns me around. I gasp when I see the tables already set. He holds me from behind and squeezes me to him a little. "You take on a lot being the woman of the house. Believe me, I do appreciate you wanting to make our marriage work. I couldn't have asked for a better wife or mother for my child." He nibbles on the side of my neck a little. I close my eyes and moan in response. Then he says, "I got done at work and got to leave early today, so I came home and prepared all this. Now, I hope you're hungry because there's plenty of food here." I turn and hold my husband to me. Am I really dreaming? I truly have the perfect life right now. I have the most wonderful man and a little girl I'm glad calls me Mom. I keep feeling like I'm gonna wake up and see I've been dreaming this whole time. But I smell my man and remember he's the one I married and share a bed with every night. Gabriel and Millie are truly my life and my heart. "I love you," I choke back. "I'll get Millie and tell her it's time to eat," Gabriel says. "No, I'll do it," I tell him, backing away. "I gotta go see my other babies too." Damn it. His lady killer smile almost makes me fall on my ass, but he catches me so I can balance myself. We peck real quick before I go upstairs. I find Millie in her room with my babies. I still have my original tarantula, Creepy. Gabriel and Millie surprised me with another tarantula for my birthday, and I named this one Crawly. When the spiders know I'm there, they come to the glass of their aquariums. They won't do that for Gabriel or Millie, only me. Probably because they know I'm one of them. I spend a little time with each spider, taking one out and petting it. Millie also pets them, though they don't respond to her the way they do me. After putting them back, I feed them and ask Millie if she's ready to eat. "Yeah," Millie replies. Then she lets me walk her down to the table where Gabriel's waiting. It turns out Gabriel has more surprises tonight. Not only did he prepare this fabulous dinner today. Okay, I can't actually eat steak or other solid foods. I have to drink blood for sure. I can also drink protein shakes, coffee, and even sodas. If I try to eat anything solid, I have this gag reflex that absolutely will not let me swallow. Gabriel made me this wonderful broth that tastes just dreamy. And let's be honest here, I'm good when it comes to cooking. There's things I can prepare well, but my husband's definitely the master chef between the two of us. Anyway, Gabriel never asks why I don't eat solid foods. Again, that's part of that mysteriousness that defines our relationship. Kind of like how I accidentally learned our family's name is Bates. Millie aced a test in school and couldn't wait to show me her paper when I picked her up. Of course, her first and last names were on the test paper. That night, I admitted to Gabriel how I found out and revealed my last name to him. Gabriel was quite surprised he'd been seeing a Mirren. To be honest, I often wondered what would happen if he learned that. He was quick to tell me that he wasn't going to throw me away. He'd admitted he'd had Mirrens wrong him before, but he knew me well enough to know I wasn't like many of the members of my family. Then he made a joke saying Millie would never have let him break up with me anyway. Thinking about it, he's probably right. Getting back to the surprises, Gabriel takes Millie and me to a movie. I look forward to movie nights for 2 reasons. If it's just Gabriel and me, we usually have some good date night fun. When it's the family, it just feels wonderful to be part of a unit like this. It's also fun watching Millie have a good time. I've never been happier in my whole life, and being the woman of the Bates house isn't gonna get old. After the movie, we go home and have a little more family time before Millie gets tired. I take her up to bed and read her a story. Millie and I say goodnight before I turn to leave. "I love you, Mom," Millie says behind me. I turn back to her. "I love you too, Millie." I go back to her and give her a hug before I let her fall asleep. Then I go back downstairs and find Gabriel waiting. His lady killer smile makes me weak in the knees again, but I hold firm and make it downstairs. I come into his waiting arms and let him hold me. Soon we're kissing away. Before long, we're playing some steamy adult games in the living room. Gabriel and me make passionate love on the couch, and again, I can't help crying whenever this man loves me. In the beginning, my spider-like attributes caused me to go into a mating mode of sorts. I mean, I literally wanted to make lots and lots of babies, just like other spiders. I found Gabriel standing outside his frat house at Strickfield U. I wasted no time and went to him. He took me up to his room and gave me everything I needed. No matter how many times I came to him, wanting to make babies, I never got pregnant. I'm thinking I'm more spider than human inside, so Gabriel and me aren't compatible. I never imagined we'd fall in love. Funny thing, the longer I stayed with Gabriel and Millie, the more my spider drive to make babies diminished. Maybe it's because I have my ideal mate, and I'm helping to raise Millie as if she was my own natural child. Anyway, Gabriel has done nothing but love me and be my rock. He's always there when he knows I had a rough or shitty day. Likewise, I'm always there for him when he needs to vent. He's never once got short or belittled me in any way. Yeah, we have minor disagreements on things, but nothing we couldn't ever work out. Gabriel's hurt me with his love more than I can process. I pray to the universe every day that I never lose him. I pray to the universe one more time, and then we spoon up together on the couch under a comforter and fall asleep. Perspective, Madelyne Donnerly. It's Halloween Eve. I spent the beginning parts of it training my new bestie and helping hone her skills. She's got full mastery of her new powers now. I even confirmed my first siree ain't nothing like me. I got all these neato powers from all the blood I drank from other vampires back home. And from Belle's here in Utopia. Christy's just a normal vampire. I confirmed this by making her stick her hand out in the sunlight. Unlike me now, her hand started to burn. I even used a holy wafer on her. It don't hurt me no more, but Christy got mad. Christy knows she better not make this little vampy angry. I know I can end her any time I wanna. And you know what? I might just do that once she's served her purpose. Now, if she proves herself, I might just keep her with me as both my sidekick and for company. In other words, Christy, you're on the free trial period. Anyway, we're right outside the Bates house now. Christy got the key to get inside. I tell her to give it to me. Believe me when I say, getting inside a house without an invitation ain't never gonna get old. Problem is, I can't invite Christy in, since I ain't the owner of the house. But I know the man and his kid are home. All I gotta do is use the same trick I did on Felicia Mirren last Christmas Eve to fix that. I find the man up in his bedroom. "How you doing, buddy?" He's sure surprised to see this little vampy. "Who are you? What do you want?" Then he comes at me. Even though this blood bag's also very meaty, he's gonna find out he ain't nothing compared to me. I lift him up off the floor by his throat and slam him back down to it. He don't fight me no more when he looks into my eyes. "Now, buddy, Christy is right outside," I tell him. "Let's go down and see her, huh?" Gabriel nods. Then I get off him and let him get up. He follows me back downstairs, where I open the door to reveal Christy. "Your ex-wife here just wants to talk to you," I tell Gabriel. "Don't you think you ought to invite her in?" Gabriel nods and motions for Christy to come inside. Now that she's been invited in, she comes right into the house. I close the door back up and lean up against the wall. "Okay, bestie, I did my part here," I say. "Now you get to have your ex-hubby and your kitty all to yourself. I'll wait right here." Christy squeals like she just won the lottery. Then she vamps out in front of the man. Something inside Gabriel makes him shake my glam, 'cause he's aware his ex-wife's in the house and that she's a vampy. He tries to fight her off, but she's too strong for even him now. "I'll never take a backseat to that girl you cradle-robbed ever again," she growls. "I'm taking you and our baby back. Now!" Gabriel screams when Christy easily takes him down to the floor and gets on top of him. It's even easier for her to bite Gabriel on the neck. Soon he'll be one of us. Then we hear a sudden gasp nearby and look to see the little girl on the stairs. Christy looks up at Millie, her face still vamped out and blood dripping from her mouth. "Come to mommy, baby." Millie screams. "No, Go away! You're a monster! I hate you! Oh, does that ever make Christy peeved? She screams and rushes to the stairs. You are my child, you ungrateful little bitch! Christy roars. Millie screams again and tries running back upstairs, but she runs right into Mommy after she warps right in front of her. Millie keeps screaming and cries when Christy lifts her off her feet. Like I said, brat, you're mine, Christy reminds her baby. And you'll always be mine. I laugh to myself when I see Christy bring Millie to her and bite her. Millie screams her loudest yet. I'm so excited now. Such beautiful carnage. I hear hissing and see Gabriel's turned as he's getting up. Christy brings her daughter down as she's crying from being bit. When she sees what happened to Daddy, she's already turned herself. Christy looks at me now. Thank you for giving me my family back. My pleasure. I point to the door. Now let's get out of here. You can spend time with your family while we wait for Felicia to come and find us. Do you think she will? Christy asks. Don't you think we should wait and surprise her? I thought about that, but I want her to lose her freaking mind first. Don't you worry none, bestie. She'll find us. Trust me. Christy nods, and then, I raise my finger. You know what? Let's leave one of your family here for Felicia. That'll be a great way to get her on the right track. Christy's looking at me like she don't want to do it, but she groans and asks, which one? I laugh a little. You choose. No surprise, Christy wants her kitty. Gabriel stays behind to wait on Felicia to come home. I tell Christy she can go ahead and take her kitty out to the backwoods. But then, the brat does something I ain't expecting. She screams and comes right at me and starts hitting me with her little fists. It don't take long for Christy to remove the little monkey from me and take off with her. As for me, I'm gonna stick around and see how this bit of dramatic carnage unfolds. Perspective, Felicia Bates. I'm turning onto my road in my SUV. Usually I'm the one who does the grocery shopping. Millie often comes with me, but she wanted to spend time with her daddy tonight. I'm finishing a protein shake I picked up when I'm pulling into the driveway. No lights on. If Gabriel and Millie were going to take off, he would have texted me. No, his SUV is still here. Maybe they're playing video games in the basement. When my car stopped, I get out and go inside to turn on the light. I'm ready to go back out and start bringing in the groceries when I feel my spider instinct. Now I'm scared. Gabriel! Millie! I yell. Now I hear some slurping noises coming from upstairs. When I reach the bottom of the stairway, my spider instinct is loud. Then I leap up with my agility and make it to the top. The sound's coming from the guest room. I quickly turn on the light and see. I scream when I see two people sucking on Mrs. Randall, the sweet old lady from next door. I know she and Gabriel's family always got along pretty well and talked about things a lot. She might have come over to see how Gabriel and Millie were doing. Only now, Gabriel and you? That vampire, Madelyne Donnerly, gets to her feet. I don't know if I'll ever get used to seeing this version of her as a full-grown adult. I was beginning to think you wasn't coming home, Spider Lady. she says in her mousy voice, before she rips the head off of Mrs. Randall. Gabriel lifts his head and hisses at me. Now he's looking at me like I just caught him in bed with another woman, only he's got blood all over his face. I point to Madelyne. "What have you done?" "Why, I just wanted your man to see how the other half lives," she answers and laughs cruelly. Seems to me like he's loving the vampire life better, don't you think? I scream and spring right at Madelyne. Not caring if Gabriel sees me, I grab her and put her right through a nearby window. She falls right to the grass and turns onto her side. I'm so beyond pissed, I ain't even paying attention to my spider instinct. Gabriel roars when he grabs me from behind and sinks his fangs right into me. "Gabriel, no! Oh, God, no!" I shriek, knowing I'm totally and utterly fucked. I remember how Bella Tabon said all it took was one bite from her to turn people. That's probably how she turned Gabriel. Now he just bit me, which means I'm gonna turn. I really don't want to hit my husband, but I ain't got a choice. I shove Gabriel away from me so he flies right out into the hallway. I turn and face him, still holding the place where he bit me. Gabriel gives me that lady killer smile, except it don't work on me this time. Probably since this ain't exactly the same thing. "How could you?" I choke at my husband. "And where's Millie?" "Hungry." Gabriel groans and rushes me again. He takes me down and tries to drink from me again. "Yeah, hold her down good," I hear Madelyne telling Gabriel. I can't wait to see what Spider Lady blood tastes like. Knowing that Madelyne turned my husband into a monster, I scream in desperation and throw Gabriel back out into the hallway. He bounces off one wall, then another, and starts tumbling down the stairs. I quickly get back to my feet and tighten my fists. I swear I'm getting a couple of good hits on this monster before I turn. Madelyne shrieks when I belt her in the face as hard as I can, destroying her glasses. She shrieks again when I hit her a second time. This time both of us go out the broken window and land on the ground. I don't give a rat's ass who sees. I keep laying into Madelyne with one blow after another. My last blow makes Madelyne fly right into a nearby garage. She slams up against the back and falls to the floor. "Aw, are you mad?" Madelyne teases. Then she vamps out and comes at me. The two of us fight again, tearing our way through different backyards. At one point, I web Madelyne up to a fence and lay into her repeatedly. She's crying out as I'm just belting the living shit out of her, which means that I'm again not paying attention to my spider instinct. Suddenly, Gabriel reaches us and grabs me. He roars and slams my head right into a nearby pickup truck. I'm seeing stars now and know I'm stunned. Christ, my neck hurts so badly now. I'm gonna turn any second. I just know it. Phase 2 complete, I barely hear Madelyne say. I don't get to feel myself finish turning as I sink into blackness. I feel myself being shaken. "Felicia?" I force myself to wake up and shake the cobwebs. Then I see that awful face and glasses and grab the person they belong to. "I'll kill you, Madelyne!" "Felicia, stop!" the mousy voice yells. I come to my senses. There's enough of a street lamp coming into this garage for me to see I was about to pulp Madelyne Donnerly. A dead ringer for Madelyne. I let her go fast, knowing I almost killed a very dear friend. I fall onto my side and curl into a ball as I start crying at everything that's just happened. Felicia, come on, Aileen urges. You've got to tell me what's wrong. What happened here, and why did you call me Madelyne? Then she answers her own question when she gulps. Oh shit, you mean... I pull myself together and let Aileen help me sit up. Then I nod. Yeah, Vamp Madelyne found her way back here. She took my husband and probably my stepdaughter. I quickly shove Aileen away when I remember. Run! Gabriel bit me. I probably turned by now. Then Aileen gives me a weird look as she points to a mirror inside this garage. I can see you, Felicia. What? I quickly go look at the picture-sized mirror. Sure enough, I do still have a reflection. When I touch where Gabriel bit me, it don't even hurt now. I move my tongue to feel my fangs, even though I can make my fangs appear the same way a vampire does. They're normal at the moment. Then Aileen touches me with something, and I see she's holding a cross against my forearm. You're not burning, she tells me. Are you sure you were bit? Positive, I assure her. Gabriel bit my neck. Aileen shows me a little vial. Okay, one more test. I let her splash me with what must be holy water. I don't feel pain or start to burn or blister. I was definitely bit, Aileen, I assure her. I wouldn't make that shit up. Aileen shrugs. You're definitely fine. You have a reflection and the cross and holy water aren't working on you. I can still feel my super strength and know I still gotta drink blood to sustain myself as part of my spider attributes. Then my spider blood must make me immune somehow. What happened here? Aileen asks. I would like to know the answer to that myself, a familiar voice adds. Aileen and I both turn to see Lucibella Tabon, Bella's daughter. She's the spitting image of her mother, except she's got a nice set of girls like me and has long pigtails that unnaturally hang out and over her shoulders without touching them, almost as if they levitate. Okay, long story short here. Bella accepted the second chance compact from Hellweaver. I know, Aileen and me were both there. She got to change her past, which in turn made Aileen and me forget all about Bella. Lucibella was summoned from Ravenhenge, the Tabon homeland. She came to Strickfield to find the two of us while Bella went on a quest. Her grandma, we're allowed to call her Grams, cast a spell on both of us to make us remember the former timeline. Well, comic book nerds, it looks like I'm having guest stars in my second issue. I explain everything I know to my friends. Aileen gulps. Looks like we've got to go into the backwoods of Strickfield again. Assuming I'm right, Aileen, Madelyne's still got that cabin back in there. That's probably where Madelyne's got Millie. I've got to get her back. Lucibella points at me now. Let's assume you're correct about Madelyne. Your husband has already tasted human blood. There's no return for him now. You know what must be done. No. I can't hold it together anymore. I come apart. I should have seen this coming. After what happened on Christmas Eve. I sink to my ass and hold myself as I bawl my eyes out over knowing I lost my husband forever. And perhaps also Millie. Perspective, Lucibella Tabon. Mother asked Great Grams to summon me. For the longest time, both Hell and the Tabon homeland were home. For some time, I remained in Hell after what had happened during my first experience, when Mother brought me into the mortal realm. She wanted me to be able to blend in with the mortals and live as one of them. I told Mother many times that I wanted to just stay in Hell. However, Father took Mother's side, saying that even the elder princess of Hell had to learn the ways of mortals. I conceded and let Mother bring me to Shore City, thinking it was a good place to begin. I quickly became disgusted when I saw the mortals and how they treated one another, and my parents expected the elder princess of Hell to live among these mindless cretins. Mother had a difficult time with me about my displeasure. Oh, she had no idea the worst was yet to come. Mother and I eventually turned down an alley. As we turned into a connecting one, we saw 4 mortal males looking to rape a single mortal female. They had already beaten her and were tearing her clothing from her body. I'd already seen displays of mortal men forcing their superiority over their females, and was enraged enough. But when I'd seen this truly disgusting sight, I became enraged and went at them. Mother couldn't stop me as I violently attacked those 4 males. I wasn't content with just beating them within an inch of their lives. I literally tore them apart. I was splattered with their blood by the time I had finished with them. Fortunately, Mother took the female to safety and saw to her injuries. I was still angry and argued with Mother, who had to glam the female to make her forget what she saw me do. From there, we returned to Hell. Make no mistake, Father was very disappointed in me. He agreed with Mother in telling me that I did not need to slaughter those mortals. However, I refused to accept being chastised for my actions and argued with my parents. In the end, they both agreed I wasn't ready to be in the mortal realm. At least we were in full agreement that I wouldn't return there again. However, things changed. Great Grams called out to Ravenhenge and asked for me specifically, at Mother's request. Father informed me I was going back to the mortal realm, but with certain conditions. 1, I wasn't allowed to kill mortals unless I had absolutely no other choice. Secondly, I had to go to Strickfield and find Madelyne Donnerly. Once I did, she was to be my guide. I also had to obey her commands. Begrudgingly, I crossed the gateway from Hell that went into Ravenhenge. From the Tabon homeland, I walked to Strickfield. Once I arrived, I found Madelyne Donnerly and won her trust, finally bringing her before Great Grams. After she restored Aileen's memories to include her former timeline with Mother, the 2 of us now reside with Great Grams at her home. Recently, Mother contacted us. I'll admit there are times I long to return to Hell. Mother addressed this. You are the elder princess of Hell, Lucibella, and one day, one of our thrones may be yours. You've got to learn to rein in your feelings and become more understanding. Then she pointed to Madelyne Donnerly. "That's why I want you to keep following Inie's lead." She raised her finger. "And again, I'm going to remind you not to kill any mortals." I was irritated with Mother. Why should I, the elder princess of hell, have to live among mortals? These beings are so barbaric and stupid, not to mention selfish. I wish my parents would give me a little more credit on my feelings and understand that I truly love them both enough to where I ultimately obey them. Again, I listen to Mother and will stay in the mortal realm with Great Grams and Madelyne Donnerly. Also, if you're noticing a difference in how I'm speaking, it's because I understand American English much better now. Before, I called it mortal speak. When you think about it, it still is. American English is just one form out of many. I squat down in front of a sobbing Felicia Mirren. "Pull yourself together. We have to go to the backwoods of Strickfield and strike those vampires down, or they might spread their malignancy to this entire mortal world." Madelyne approaches me. "Don't you understand, Lucy? Felicia just lost her husband." I glance over my shoulder. "I know, Madelyne. I'm also thinking of little Millie." "She's a vampire now, too," Felicia chokes out. "So?" I counter. "Suppose Millie hasn't tasted mortal blood yet. All we'd have to do is kill the vampire who sired her to learn this. Come on, Felicia. Don't give up. I know you've lost your husband, and I am sorry. But still, don't you think he would want you to fight for Millie?" This seems to encourage Felicia. She collects herself and rises to her feet. "You're right, Lucy. We've got to go to the backwoods and get Millie. At least long enough to see if we can save her soul." "And if she's forever tainted?" I inquire. Felicia points directly at me. "You will never kill Millie, Lucy." Then she seems ready to break down again. "If Millie's tasted human blood, then I'll deal with her myself." I put a hand on her shoulder. "I never said I'd finish her, Felicia." I show a little emotion when I say, "You trusted me to care for Millie when you needed a sitter before, and each time she trusted me, without question. Having grown as close as we have, I would feel sad if Millie couldn't be redeemed." Felicia is still distraught, but seems ready for battle. "Let's go get those goddamn vampires." I know I'm eager for battle. Father has told me many times that I am with Mother's fiery temper. Perspective, Felicia Bates. I really like Lucy, but she irritates me sometimes. Still, Graham says Madelyne and me gotta take her with a grain of salt since she's here from hell to learn our ways and live with us mortals. Okay, let's be honest. I'd rather have this devil girl on our side than have her against us. Just to make sure, I head into Millie's room and confirm Creepy and Crawley are okay. When they're happy to see me, I give them both a quick petting and promise them I'll be back. Then I leave the bedroom and head back down to my friends. We leave the house and figure out we gotta walk out to the backwoods since those vamps destroyed the vehicles. It's like they're doing anything and everything they can to royally piss me off tonight. When we're far enough away from everybody, especially all the many trick-or-treaters, I'm ready to transform into the giant spider. It's times like this when I wish Halloween wasn't a whole week long here in Strickfield. Now I'm suddenly being lifted off the ground. I can get us to the backwoods much faster than your 8 legs, Lucy says. I really envy her being able to fly like Superman. Soon Aileen and me are looking down. We're zooming right over the backwoods of Strickfield. I think I can see Grim Manor, the haunted mansion in here. When Lucy asks where we're going, Aileen and me both guide her. Before long, Lucy lands us a little ways from the cabin where we found Madelyne on Christmas Eve, when we came here to save my older sister from her. "Do you think?" Aileen stammers. "Oh, I'm sure they're waiting for us in the cabin," Lucy answers fast. "We should just take the fight right to them." "I agree," I reply. "But we do not hurt Millie in any way. You understand me, Lucy?" She points at me. "I don't appreciate you giving me orders, Felicia." Then Aileen points at her. "You will do what Felicia says, Lucy. We can't hurt Millie." Lucy softens up. "Agreed, Aileen." She looks my way. "We won't harm Millie, even if we find out she can't be redeemed. I promise." At least when Lucy gives her word, it's a done deal. Far as I know, she's never once broken a promise. "Wait a minute," Aileen suddenly says. "Felicia, remember what happened the last time we were out here?" Aileen and me are on the same page. That's why we keep a watchful eye and make sure Madelyne doesn't pull out a compact or that she's close to any mirrors. Lucy looks at Aileen. "Mirrors? You mean like your true twin cousin?" "Exactly," she answers. "Bells and I should have seen it coming. Knowing our Maddie could summon Mary Worth, we completely missed it. Vamp Maddie called on her version of the ghosts, and she almost destroyed us. If this evil Mary you're talking about emerges again, then I'll deal with her myself," Lucy assures us. "Now, let's take the fight to those vampiric abominations." I put my hand on Lucy's shoulder. "Please, let me try and get Millie out." But Lucy does me one better. "If any of us reach Millie, then we'll take her to safety. I gave you my word, Felicia." Aileen has her gadgets, her toys, as she calls them, strapped to her forearms. "Ready!" "Aren't you planning to change into your spider form?" Lucy asks me. "I will when Millie's out of harm's way," I assure her. "Don't worry, I still have spider powers in my human form." "Fair enough," Lucy agrees. "Let's move." The three of us make our way towards the cabin we know Madelyne stays at. Then I feel my spider instinct. Danger. Incoming. Suddenly, Gabriel and Christy jump down from the trees where they were waiting to ambush us. Christy wraps her arms around me while Gabriel grabs hold of Aileen. "I'm so sick of you always being in our lives, Felicia," Christy roars in my ear. "You are the other woman here. Gabriel and Millie are my family, not yours." Now I'm seeing the whole picture here. Christy was the one who turned my husband and Millie, after Madelyne turned her. If Madelyne's truly been spying on me, then she's seen all the conflicts Christy and me have had, especially over Millie. Millie could never stand her own mother because of all the times she had people over at the house to sell drugs right in front of her. Millie was 5 at the earliest when she was seeing these deals go down, but she was old enough to understand what was going on was very bad. Whenever Millie called her mother out on it, Christy lost her shit and yelled at her, again and again. She even had the balls to slap Millie across the face a couple of times. Gabriel finally noticed how red Millie's face was and asked about it. At first, she wouldn't talk. Finally, she broke down, crying, and told her dad everything. Gabriel took Christy to court. The end result, Christy had her weekends with Millie revoked and ended up in Glenview. I couldn't tell you how many times Christy called Gabriel and started fights over Millie. She even got into it with me several times when I came into the picture. Getting back to now, Lucy's ready to help get Christy off me. Then this wolf suddenly leaps out to attack Lucy. Before the wolf can bite into Lucy's shoulder, she swats it away. "You dare attack me, Madelyne?" Yeah, Lucy's pissed now. "I'll make a rug for my bedroom in hell with your hide." Madelyne turns back into human form and stands ready to fight Lucy. "I'll kill you today, vampire," Lucy promises, but it won't be one she'll be keeping. I come in between them. "No, Lucy, Madelyne's mine. They're all mine." Now Aileen looks my way. When my two friends see I'm deadly serious, I tell them, "You two can get Millie out of here, but this is my fight." Now Christy vamps out, the ugliest I've ever seen her yet. I mean, she looks really crazy. I don't know if it's because she's got so much hate in her or she kept taking the drugs she sells. Who can say for sure? "None of you are taking my baby," Christy yells. Now she looks right at me. "And you will never love her ever again after what I've done to her." Millie suddenly appears and opens her mouth to show me her fangs. She hisses. I know exactly what Christy's doing. She's intentionally starving her own daughter to make her ravenous. This works in our favor, meaning Lucy was right. Christy never fed her, so she hasn't tasted human blood. She can be human again, and all I've got to do is kill Christy. "How do we save Millie if we cannot fight?" Lucy asks quickly. I tighten my fists and give Lucy her answer when I leap right at Christy and unload into her face with my spider strength. She cries out and flies back. I quickly snatch my little girl to me. Then I turn and hand Millie to Lucy. When she takes Millie, I tell my friends, "Get her out of here, now!" I know Lucy wants some of Madelyne, but knowing she has little Millie is good enough for her. When she turns and nods to Aileen, the two of them leave the backwoods. Not waiting until they're gone, I lay into Christy again. The wicked mother tries to mount offense against me, but she doesn't understand just how pissed off she's made me. When I feel Gabriel trying to grab me from behind, I easily swat him away. "It's 3 of us against 1 of her," I hear Madelyne say. I'm about to prove her wrong when I lift a dazed Christy. Then I show her I can be a savage myself. "You tried to take my family, you bitch! You've taken my husband, and you attacked and turned a defenseless little girl. Your own daughter. There's no forgiving that." Christy cries out when I punch her hard in the gut to break into her body. I quickly grab her heart and yank it out, making her fall down instantly. Then, right in front of Gabriel and Madelyne, I crush Christy's heart to a pulp. To make sure Christy's finished, I stomp on her head and crush that to a pulp too. Skull and brain matter can easily be seen in combination with her blood. I didn't want it to come to this between Christy and me, but things since changed for the worst. Gabriel hisses at me now, still vamped out, claws extended. "Do you really want to fight me, Gabriel? Do you really want to fight me, Gabriel?" "Of course he's gonna fight ya," Madelyne answers for him. "Attack her!" Gabriel obeys her and comes at me. I'm getting choked up inside. This has to be some horrible nightmare I'm having. How can I be fighting my own husband? I can see he's clearly beyond saving. Unlike Millie, I can't undo what happened to him. Christy turned Gabriel with just a single bite, which is how her kind of vampire from Madelyne's universe works. Madelyne also made sure he's tasted human blood. Even if I somehow manage to kill her, Gabriel can never become human again. He'll always be a killer. He'll always be a danger to the innocents I swore to protect with my spider powers. I just never imagined I'd ever have to fight my husband like this. I cry out in anguish and quickly punch Gabriel to knock him down. After he falls, I get him onto his back using my foot. I've got to do to him what I just did to Christy. Gabriel must not be allowed to continue like this. I have to end his suffering. But I can't! I scream and fall to my knees. Madelyne Donnerly laughs scornfully at me. Didn't you hear me when I told you before? Goodness is weakness. Patrick Gunter took everything from me, Spider Lady. So you're gonna know how I felt at losing everything. In fact, I was counting on you and your friends taking Millie. Sure, you saved her soul, but you didn't count on the little surprise I planted on her, did ya? Then she chuckles a little. Phase 3, complete. I tighten my fists and change into my spider form. My clothes all tear away from me, except for my t-shirt. My sleeves tear away, and the front tears halfway down the middle. When I'm finished, I'm in my full form again. I'm much more powerful now than when I'm human. I point at Madelyne. I don't care if we both end up in hell today. I don't care what it takes. I am gonna kill you, one way or another. Madelyne quickly shifts into her wolf form and comes right at me. She's trying to bite me. I ain't gonna tell her I'm immune to her bite. Remember, Gabriel bit me earlier. His bite hurt me at worst, but I never turned. Madelyne yelps when she gets a handful of pricklies. She falls away and then tries to stand up. But my venom is working fast. I know it won't keep her down long, but it'll let me grab hold of her and web her up. Suddenly, she turns into a bat and flies drunkenly away. You ain't getting me that easy, Charlotte. No, I call out and snag her with a web. I keep shooting webs on her. She changed into a mist to escape on Christmas Eve. I don't want to give her that chance again. Then I leap at her and snatch her with my front 4 legs. You're staying right here, Madelyne, I tell her. We're gonna fight right here. One of us dies today, right here. Madelyne changes back into her human form. Clearly my venom's not affecting her anymore. Have it your way. Then she hauls off and belts me across the face to daze me. Perspective, Madelyne Donnerly. Lucy and I get Millie out of the backwoods of Strickfield. We're close to Cousin Daisy May's house, but I don't want to involve her. Let's take her to Graham's, I tell Lucy. Agreed, she replies. Looking at Millie, she seems to be completely human again. Felicia must have killed the vampire who bit her. Just the fact that these cowards have no qualms about attacking little kids like this, it makes me sick. It makes me think about how mean Martin, my older brother, kept wanting to beat me up when we were kids. You just know he'd still like to beat me up now. Yeah, I may be a little squeaker, but I'm not a defenseless little girl. Not after everything Bells has taught me. Still, why do I have a very bad feeling about little Millie here? Lucy, Put Millie down for a second, I tell her, when we reach a streetlight. Lucy gives me a strange look, but listens to me. When she sees what I'm seeing, she looks right at me. I think she's still under the vampire's trance. I cannot undo this. But before Lucy can move to interact with Millie to remove the glam, the little girl surprises us by holding up an open compact. Then I realize the compact is Madelyne's. Knowing I've again underestimated how deviously clever my twin cousin's evil counterpart is, Millie stares into the mirror. Mary Worth! Mary Worth! Mary Worth! Lucy snatches the compact away from Millie, a little too late. That's when the evil red energies force Lucy away as they go into Millie and transform the little girl into something far worse than anything Madelyne herself could have ever done to her. Soon, the evil version of Mary Worth is back. What sort of treachery is this? Lucy growls. I quickly give Lucy the Cliff's Notes version. Clearly, Madelyne transferred possession of Mary Worth to little Millie to set a trap for us, knowing we'd likely take the little girl back. Did you really think you had seen the last of me, Madelyne Donnerly? Vamp Mary asks. Then she chuckles. I would love to see you try and stake me again. Either Vamp Mary's now immune to that, or staking her again would mean killing Millie. No way I'm risking killing that little girl. I don't even think I could do it if she had become permanently vamped. Vamp Mary looks at Lucy now. You look a great deal like Bella Tabon, but you are clearly not her. And now I'll show you that you're no match for the elder princess of hell, Lucy fires back. No? Then Vamp Mary hits Lucy with her eye beams. Lucy flies back with enough force to knock 2 big trees over, making my own jaw drop. Seriously, how did Vamp Mary become more powerful? Then I see the look on Vamp Mary's face when Lucibella Tabon gets right back up. Her top's damaged at the back and shoulder where she hit those trees, but Lucy herself isn't hurt at all. Bells warned me her oldest child would be quite the handful. Is that all you've got? Lucy fires back. It's going to be tough calming her down now. Lucy utters a loud battle scream and leaps right at Mary. The ghostly vampire easily swats her away. Only problem is, Lucy won't stay down, especially not when she's proven to be far more powerful than both her mom and her dad. I know I can't just stand by and let Lucy do all the work. I've got to use my Einstein brain and come up with something. And fast. Perspective, Felicia Bates. Madelyne and me have been fighting all over the backwoods. Madelyne's all about creating chaos. She calls my Earth Utopia, and I'm thinking she plans to turn it into another vampire apocalypse, but with her in charge this time. I just want to kill her for taking my family away from me. She began by taking the man I love. I only hope Lucy and Aileen were able to truly save Millie. Neither of us are willing to stay down. Madelyne's injured me in places on my body. My spider metabolism is patching them up, but I don't heal as fast as Madelyne does. Being a vampire with all the powers she has, including those from Bella Tabon herself, she's the absolute most dangerous enemy I've ever faced to date. Madelyne would easily have beaten and killed that giant wasp I fought last Halloween. Madelyne strikes me again and makes me spit up blood. She's clearly stronger than me, even in my mutant spider form. I'm gonna give you a good, hard swat, Madelyne taunts, said the vampy to the spider. Another hard blow makes my 8 legs collapse. I drop onto my underbelly and take another blow from her. Did you really think you was gonna take me down? Madelyne sneers. Then she flexes her arms. You see all these tats? Every skull on here was for a major vampy I killed under Patrick Gunter. I think I started losing it when I'd take a head off of one of his vampires. I'd peel the skin from the head and pattern my next tattoo after it. Guess I killed enough to make the tattoo sleeves on both my arms. Then Madelyne's eyes go wide. Ooh, I got a brilliant idea. I'll rip your head off, peel your skull clean, and make a new tattoo. She caresses her tummy. Right here. I've been seeing chest tattoos on babes are fashion in your world. And now I want one. And you gotta die for me to get my new tattoo, Felicia. So, if I let Madelyne make good on her promise, I'll have lost everything for sure. I'll definitely lose Millie. Then I feel my fire rising inside me. There's no way I can leave that little girl all alone in this cruel world. I gotta be there for her now. I gotta be the one who holds her hand and helps guide her through life. I scream as I backhand that goddamn vampire. Madelyne cries out and flies back until she slams hard into a tree and falls forward. She's dazed when I make it to her fast on my 8 legs. I give her some more pricklies to dope her up again. Then I use my front spider legs to wrap her up in lots and lots of sticky webbing. I leave her head exposed as I lift her up and web her in between a couple of trees. When I'm finished, I look right at her. When it comes to your tattoos, I'll skin you alive and put them on my walls to remind me of how I destroyed a wicked little piece of shit like you, I say. And again, Madelyne overcomes my toxins. You really think you're gonna take me down? I'm the absolute most powerful vampy ever. Your webbies ain't holding this little vampy for long. You won't get out before I tear your skinny little ass apart, I tell her. As I'm about to make good on my promise, I feel someone taking hold of my arm. Gabriel's looking right at me now, still vamped out. Kill her, you worthless blood bag! Madelyne orders him. I realize I have to try and reach him. I have to. I will myself to change back into my human form. The darkness conceals my nudity, but these vamps have night vision. You know what? That's not important here. What is important is helping my estranged husband to find his soul again. Okay, Gabriel. Here I am, I tell him. Do you really want to kill me? Go right ahead. I won't stop you. You can kill me right here and now and do what your vampire master says. But let me ask you something. Can you really kill me? I'm Felicia Bates. Doesn't my name mean anything to you? You gave me your last name when you married me. I become so emotional that I break out in tears. I am your wife, Gabriel, I emphasize. I'm the woman who gave you my love. I agreed to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm the woman your little girl calls Mom. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Gabriel stops as he's ready to dig his claws into my neck. No, you do not stop, Madelyne snaps. I said kill her, and I mean kill her, or I'll kill and drink you, blood bag. Go ahead and kill me if you have to, I say shakingly through my tears. But what happens to Millie? Do you really want to leave her all alone in this world without Any parents? Gabriel shakes his head quickly now. Millie, he chokes out. Then he looks real sad. Not my little girl. Gabriel finally looks into my teary-eyed face. Even though he's still vamped out, he pulls me into his arms and holds me tight. He could easily crush me, but his hold is to show me that I'm still very much the woman he gave his undying love to. You worthless blood bag! Madelyne yells. You just wait till I get free. When I hear my webs being torn apart fast, I move Gabriel away and face Madelyne. When she's free again, she comes right at me. Now I'm gonna kill you and show you ain't nothing but a weak blood bag, Felicia. Madelyne jeers. You ain't nothing but food. Madelyne cries out when Gabriel snatches her from behind and locks her in a full Nelson hold. Felicia is my wife. I love her, and you can't have her, or my kid. Oh, really? Madelyne laughs. Suddenly, she shows Gabriel he's truly powerless against her when she flexes her arms and easily breaks his. Before I can move to stop her, she quickly turns around, breaks a thick branch off of a nearby tree, and stakes Gabriel's heart. I try and fight her for the stake, but she quickly slashes my throat with her claws and shoves me away. I'm lying on the ground now and bleeding out fast. At the rate I'm going, I'm gonna die soon. Now Madelyne's standing right over me. Looks like I win, Madelyne murmurs. I gotta admit, you gave me a hell of a fight, Felicia. Now, you ain't got nothing. So I'm gonna leave you with your man, what little time you got left. As for me, I'm gonna go check on your kitty. I'm sure your friends got my little surprise by now. Then she waves as she utters, Bye! Madelyne doesn't change into a bat as she ascends into the air. I'm too weak to move. I tried to stop her, God. I really did. Please don't let it end this way. If you gotta take me now, then I understand, but please, don't leave little Millie all alone in the world. I asked you for a chance last fall in these very woods. Well, I'm asking you for one more chance. Please let me live for Millie. Please. Perspective, Lucibella Tabon. Aileen and I are fighting this ghostly apparition. She has sustained some injuries, but that little mouse has courage and refuses to go down. Mother has certainly trained her well. We've both been attempting to appeal to little Millie's nature, assuming she can hear us within this evil incarnation of Mary Worth. I'm thinking that Millie is far too entranced by Madelyne Donnerly for either of us to be able to reach her. Truly, all it would take for us to defeat Mary Worth would be to stake her heart, since she is a vampire. Unfortunately, we just can't take that chance. We can't and won't allow Millie to die or be harmed in any way. Lucy, you've got vampire powers, don't you? Aileen suddenly asks. I'm from my mother, I return. And then I know exactly what Aileen has in mind. I know how to defeat Mary Worth now. I ascend a little and move to the spirit. Now we gaze at one another, eye to eye. What are you? Do you? Mary utters. It's working. Aileen has proven her intelligence once again. Once more I understand why Mother has appointed her to be my guide in the mortal realm. I believe it's time for you to return home now, I tell the ghost. Mary Worth nods once. Home, yes. The tiny mirror ascends up to Mary's face. Soon the energies flow from the ghostly vampire and back into the mirror. Now little Millie Bates stands before us again. She's still glammed, Lucy, Aileen tells me. Now I have Millie's attention. Awaken, little one. Your will is yours again. Millie moans a little before she's released from her trance. Then she sees Aileen and I. Aunt Aileen! Aunt Lucy! She cries with excitement before coming into my arms. I hold the child to me, but I can't do it for long. I ease her away from me and prepare to fight Madelyne Donnerly when she descends from above. You are stupid to come for me, vampire, I declare as I knock her away. Madelyne won't stay down and comes at me again. You know, you look so much like Bells. Just wait till I drink you all up. I'm gonna gain even more power. Madelyne looks confused when I stand down and laugh scornfully. Go right ahead. I would have thought Madelyne was smart enough to consider me first. In her insane hunger for power, she snatches me right to her and bites into my shoulder. She never manages to swallow a full gulp when she suddenly flies away from me, covering her face and screaming. Did you really think you could drink from me? I chastise her. You fool! The moment Madelyne tasted the first drops of my blood, it ignited into the very fires of hell within her own mouth. Madelyne continues screaming and trying to flee from the flames. This wasn't the first time a vampire attempted to drink from me since coming to the mortal realm. Madelyne gained greater powers from drinking from my mother in a former lifetime. But in this case, I am not my mother. When the flames cease, Madelyne's face is still smoking, visible skull with her elongated fangs. Then she screams and comes at me again. However, she would never reach me this time. The giant spider that is Felicia Bates lands on her and takes her down. Now Felicia points at me. I told you, this is my fight. I understand and yield to her. When Madelyne's back up, her jaw moves repeatedly as she demands of Felicia. How could you possibly live? I killed you! Perspective, Felicia Bates. I won't even bother explaining to Madelyne how I'm still alive. I snag her with a web and bring her right to me. Lucy and Aileen do the smart thing and get Millie the hell out of here. I point at Madelyne. I really don't care anymore. You came for me. You took my family. I'm going to kill you as many times as I can. I'll make what Lucy Bella did look like a barbecue grill accident. Madelyne bellows her insane laugh to the sky. Christ, she looks so horrifying without any flesh on her face. I can just see her glowing red eyes, some burnt muscle meat, and her fully elongated fangs. Now she glares at me before suddenly springing my way. I leap with my 8 legs and meet her halfway. I haul right into Madelyne with as much of my spider strength as I can land. Madelyne squeaks and falls right to the concrete. I'm right on top of her and dope her up with as much venom as I can. Then I start webbing her up into a sack like I did before. Madelyne roars and starts ripping free, but I keep weaving my webs and bundling her up. "I'll kill you!" Madelyne screams. "This is my world. I'll break you in every place I can and kill your little girl right in front of you." Suddenly, I gasp and just stop. Madelyne really pissed me off with that comment about Millie. I start shaking now. She took Gabriel from me, but I'll die before I let anyone get Millie. I almost lost her once, and I'll be goddamned if I let that happen ever again. I scream bloody murder and make more gooey webbing all around Madelyne's head. As she's starting to tear through my webbing again, I pick her up and fling her. I still have a rope to the webbing on her head, and I yank it with all my might. Madelyne screams one more time when I rip her head from her body and pull it to me. When I have her head in my hands, I scream with all the spider strength I've got. Madelyne screams herself when she feels I'm crushing her skull, but it don't last long when it finally collapses. Madelyne's body just falls flat on its chest. I'm still shaking with rage when I move to Madelyne's body and rip it apart in any way I can. I never thought I'd ever be this savage. Seriously, comic book nerds, what would you do if it was your family that was taken from you, let alone threatened? Even after I've torn Madelyne Donnerly apart again and again, I drop to my underbelly and come apart. That's when Lucy comes back. She gives me a look that says she understands. For a brief moment, I remember hearing about what she did to a group of rapists. I might have expected Lucy to call my emotional outburst weakness. My older sister Annalise would have been all over me. That's how cruel she is. Lucy shows me she's her mother's daughter. When she comes and hugs me, she lets me hold on to her and cry my eyes out. I beat that goddamned vampire and avenged my husband. But no matter how many times I could kill Madelyne Donnerly, it'll never make the pain of losing Gabriel go away. Epilogue. I'm human again and fully dressed when I'm holding little Millie. It's Halloween night now, and I should be telling my little girl to go and put her costume on. After all, I promised her I'd take her trick-or-treating again. Lucy and Aileen aren't here. They both know I need time to grieve. Also, I had the unfortunate responsibility of telling Millie she'd never see her father ever again. I keep looking into that little face and trying to talk to her, but all I can do is cry. Millie's 7 years old, but she's smart enough to know what's up. I know Millie's gotta be hurting too, but she's keeping it together a hell of a lot better than me when she caresses the side of my face. All I can do is tell Millie how sorry I am for letting this shit happen, and how I'm the worst wife in the world for letting Gabriel be taken from us. I finally tell her if she wants me to call her grandparents to come and get her so she can stay with them, I'll do it. She just has to say the word. I don't want to live with them, Millie tells me. I want to stay with you, Mom. I took a chance. I let myself feel for Gabriel Bates and his little girl. I even let myself become part of a family unit with them. I kept waiting and wondering when the blue ribbons would come for my family. I was expecting them, and got Madelyne Donnerly, of all people. All these spider powers, and I couldn't save Gabriel. I let my family be broken up. I could never tell Millie, but I'll tell you what happened, comic book nerds. When I was dying in the backwoods of Strickfield, Gabriel inched over to me. He was still a vampire, but he was no longer under Madelyne's control. He was crying himself and said how sorry he was to have killed the innocent people he was forced to. He even gave me one final lady killer smile, the one I knew only the real Gabriel could move my emotions with, and told me I had the best kept secret, with me being the mutant Spider-Girl. Then Gabriel got serious and said he couldn't go back to Millie and face her, knowing what he'd been made to do and knowing he could never be human ever again. He made me drink from him, which healed me up and restored me. I still cast a reflection, and I don't show any vampire symptoms, for the record. After I drank him, he begged me to keep the stake in and let him die. Gabriel Bates was my husband, and I still loved him. I honored his last request and let him die so he could be free. I'm going to have a funeral for him and bury his remains. I owe him that. But this little girl, Millie, knows I'm so broken now. She knows I'm emotionally damaged. Even after what's happened, she still calls me Mom. She still wants to stay with me. I know Gabriel would want me to honor Millie's wish. As long as Millie wants to stay with me, then I'll continue to raise Gabriel's little girl to the best of my ability. Suddenly, my spider instinct goes critical. Millie screams and I gasp. Hellweaver is here, the most devious, powerful evil in all of the multiverse. In our house. I quickly stand up and put Millie behind me. I'm ready to fight Hellweaver to protect my child, knowing she'll easily kill me. It does not have to be this way, Felicia Mirren, she says. I have the power to give you back your family. It would be as if Madelyne Donnerly had never come into your life. So this is it, comic book nerds. This is the point where the devil bitch tempts the emotionally broken mutant Spider-Girl. I know for a fact she can truly give me Gabriel and my family back. I can make little Millie as happy as can be again. And all I gotta do is say, yes. Even through my pain and turmoil, even though I can make things all right again. I tighten my fists and yell at Hellweaver. Fuck you! I don't even care if Millie heard me. I point at Hellweaver. Whatever the price is, it's more than even I can afford. In fact, no Mirren in the world can ever afford it. My answer is no. Hellweaver chuckles. You say no now. She raises her finger. But the time shall come when you shall seek me out. In fact, all you need to do is simply call my name. I shall come to you and make the offer again, and you shall be more than eager to accept, no matter the cost. But for now, I shall take my leave of you. Then she disappears. Hellweaver tricked Bella into thinking she was being offered the second chance compact, but somehow made Hellweaver a counteroffer. Bella was released from the compact. The person who made the offer was given Bella's part of it, and failed to change their life. This gave Hellweaver the 3 souls she needed to be able to escape perdition, the hellish dimension where she had been imprisoned for centuries. I'll be honest with you, comic book nerds. I was so dangerously close to saying yes. Losing Gabriel hurts so much, and having to face Millie with that burden is even worse. But I can never accept Hellweaver's offer. I turn back to Millie and ask her what she wants to do. Even though she knows what's going on, and even though she saw the Hellweaver for the first time herself, she tells me it's Halloween night, and she wants me to take her trick-or-treating. I don't argue with her, and tell her to go put her costume on. I can feel Millie is going to go through her own personal hunt. The least I can do is let her have tonight. When Millie comes down wearing her princess costume and carrying her trick-or-treat pumpkin, we leave and head out to join the other trick-or-treaters to finish the last full week of Halloween in Strickfield. Perspective, Madelyne Donnerly. I'm opening my eyes and seeing I'm in this place that's right out of them science fiction movies our group used to love watching. Carter Cross was the one who got me into science fiction. I look around and know I ain't dreaming. Not when all these college-aged women are everywhere and doing things to me. These two chicks are standing next to each other and giving orders to the other girls. You'd swear this place was a hive, and they're the queen bees. Then one of them sees that I'm awake and points to me. They both approach with smiles. "Madelyne Donnerly?" the ginger asks. "Hi, I'm Katie. This is Caprice. We run the Strickfield chapter of the Blue Ribbons, and today will be a very happy Halloween for you." Knowing I can think and react means either my vampire powers worked again, or these women restored me somehow. "What you want with me?" I ask him. "For you to join us," Caprice tells me. "That's why we found your remains and are restoring you." She points down. "You should be able to see what we're doing for you." I look down. "What?" I barely manage to say. I gotta be in some science fiction movie or something. I got mechanical arms and legs. Ooh, and now I can even see the metallic chassis that's my new body. I look up to the shiny red mirror that Katie chick's now holding. Yeah, it's definitely made of old bloodstone. I scream when I can finally see, I'm completely robotic now. "Why would you do all this?" I shriek. "Okay, I know you said you want me to join your group, but why would you do all this? And for me?" Katie lowers the mirror. "Let's just call this a win-win situation here. We win by making our newest prototype bioweapon work, which, so far, you're perfect. We transferred your brain and your heart into your new body. The rest of your former body was too far rotted to be of any further use." Caprice continues. "We know you fought Felicia Bates. Her mistake wasn't killing you the way she was supposed to kill you." "Well, clearly I can't be killed," I snap. "Otherwise I wouldn't be talking to you, huh? Now, how about you get to the part of this that's a win for this little vampy? You win by using our technology to get your revenge on those who wronged you," Caprice says. "We'll keep an eye on you. We'll fix you and upgrade you when necessary. You'll use your new body for whatever you want. All we want from you is for you to help us enforce martial law when the time comes for us to conquer this world." "And," Katie adds, "I feel something coming to life in my head. Now I got a whole interface right in my eyes. I can see all kinds of data and stuff. Talk about wow. I look at the two queen bees now. Okay, anything you say, long as I can get my revenge. And I don't mean just on Felicia Mirren, Madelyne Donnerly, and Lucabella Tabon. I mean I want to return home and take out Patrick Gunter too. Promise me I can have Gunter from my universe, and you got yourself a heck of a deal." I'm able to move my arms now, which lets me shake hands with both Katie and Caprice. We'll just have to finish fine-tuning you before we let you off the slab, including giving you your new skin, Katie says. After that, the sky's the limit. This little vampy's feeling so much better already. Yeah, happy Halloween indeed. Okay, I'll help these blue ribbons with their world domination plot, so long as they give me Patrick Gunter. If they don't come through, well, let's just say I already got a couple of plans to fall back on. This little vampy's smart enough to know not to underestimate these women. I'm sure they know not to do the same with me. Just the same, though, I'm still gonna get to do more of my favorite thing here in Utopia. Create carnage. Those heroes out there ain't seen the last of me. And like I said before, I'll be back. Well, that's another grave closed. At least, for now. Don't forget, this is just one of 31 days of Halloween shows with Weekly Spooky. Tomorrow, we open another door in October, and what's hiding behind the walls might be worse than what's buried beneath the floor. Old funeral homes, hidden sacrifices, and things that crawl where they shouldn't. A brand new story from David O'Hanlon. Step inside the witch house, if you dare. Right here, tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed to Weekly Spooky on your favorite podcasting app. And while you're there, make sure you leave us a 5-star rating. It really does make a big difference and help us get more spookies on board. And we have 4 more novellas releasing throughout this month, so you'll want to be subscribed and you'll want to tell a friend. And if you love what we're doing and want to support us, you can head to weeklyspooky.com/join, and for as little as $1 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes and over 5 years of past content. And speaking of, I want to say an extra special thank you to our Patreon podcast boosters, folks who pay just a little bit more to hear their names at the end of the show. And they are Johnny Nix, Kate and Lulu, Jessica Fuller, Mike Eschewey, Jenny Green, Amber Hansford, Karen Wiemet, Jack Kerr, and Craig Cohen. Thank you guys so much. You help us keep the show going and going. In fact, October 31st, Halloween Day, will be our 6th year of bringing you scares. So thank you so much. Remember, head to weeklyspooky.com/join. Sign up at $15 a month or higher, and you'll hear your name at the end of every single episode. But now it's time for me to get back to work. And boy, is there plenty. So for myself, for my executive producers Rob Fields and Bobbletopia.com, my producer Dan Wilder, and our composer Ray Mattis, I will talk at you tomorrow at the Witch House.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to find your way back next week. But for now, you are safe. Trust me.